Hello? Yes. A collect call from Devon Achane? Sure. I'll accept the charges. Achane, you made it to Saturn, pal. Yeah.
Achane. Achane is the man. His haters call him small.
But he is 9 feet tall.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So, a lot of good and bad like every week, okay? There's always going to be bad. There's always going to be good. There's always going to be a mixed bag. Last week was an anomaly because everything was fire last week, but maybe 2 or 3 small things. We had Achane exploding today, doing his usual self. 12 totes, 63 yards and a touchdown. Week 9 loss against the Bills. The loss is a bad thing because you wonder what's in store in later weeks if things go awry, but we're not going to concern ourselves with that right now. The Bills, this is against the Bills, adding 8 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown. This man had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns with 8 receptions. He absolutely exploded, as did his absolute best friend. The bunk beds getting pushed together. The 2 best friends that anybody could have. Why? Because they share Moon Man capability in slotting on our Moon Man, Marsman, Saturn Men list. This guy Chase Brown exploding. Chase Brown, please report to the winner's box. 27 totes, 120 in the Bengals Week 9 win over the Raiders, adding 5 receptions for 37 yards. The guy was an absolute monster, obviously catching that touchdown as well. The guy was an unbelievable force for anybody that had him in their lineup this week. Congrats to anybody that did so. We had a whole lot of good and bad. Let's just talk real quickly about the bad. I'm watching this game go to OT over here, the Rams and Seahawks. I was going to wait, but that's going to take too long. We don't want to miss this breakdown before the Sunday night show or the Sunday night game kicks off. CeeDee Lamb left the Dallas Week 9 game against the Falcons with a injury to his shoulder. He came back briefly. I don't know that this is going to be a situation where he's out a significant amount of time. And I don't know that Dak Prescott, who also left this game with a hamstring injury, he was getting looked at for a laceration on his hand, but then they said he's ruled out with a hamstring. So whether it's a hamstring or a hamstring or a laceration or both, he left the game, did not return. There was video footage of him on the sideline saying that we effing suck. If you read his lips, he's absolutely just hating what he does for a living right now. And I don't blame him. I blame him. I do blame him. I blame him for a lot. But I blame Jerry Jones for not setting this team up. But none of that matters. What happens with Lamb? What happens with Dak? I think there's a good buy low opportunity for Lamb. Would I freak out over Lamb chops? No, I would not. Am I disappointed? Is there concern? Sure, but like enough to trade him on the low? Absolutely not. To buy him a little cheaper than you should? Absolutely. So we'll address that more. The more we know about Dak walking into week number 10, the future weeks, we'll know what's going on. So hang tight on that one. We've got Derrick Henry with the 23 totes, 106 and 2 touchdowns in the Ravens Week 9 win over the Broncos, adding 1 reception for 27 yards. Wonder why they don't throw to him more. Why do teams not throw to him? Why did the Titans continue to not throw to him? 1 reception for 27 yards. You think you look at that and go, damn, let's give him 4 or 5 receptions a game. I don't understand. Get him in the flat. Get him in open space. Kind of pull a semi-inverse Deebo Samuel. Just get him the ball out at the line of scrimmage where there's no one around. Let him pick up steam. That's when he's at his best. It's wild to me that neither the Ravens or the Titans throw to this man. He can catch the ball. He's got good hands. I don't understand it. but he's still busy doing other things, right? So no worries there. Terry McLaurin only caught 2 footballs, but he caught 2 touchdowns. That's the efficiency that Dad talked about. It touches your hands, you pull it in. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. McLaurin looking like a monster, as is his counterpart, Mr. Jaden Daniels, just absolutely continuing to impress win after win. This one over the Giants, 15 of 22, 209, 2 touchdowns, did some running, could have scored more. It's okay. He's a rookie. He's going to have some of these up and down games. And when I say down game, I don't mean he loses. I think he probably plays amazing from a football perspective, but there will be times where he only has 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, and people want 3 or 4. So that's going to happen, and that's why it's probably smarter in some cases to start Josh Allen, to start Lamar Jackson, if you have a dilemma where you have a top 2 or 3 quarterback in conjunction with the JD5. Lamar Jackson, this is why you always play him. 3 touchdowns, 280 yards in his Week 9 win over the Broncos. Fantastic outing for that man. Alvin Kamara doing damage. 29 totes, 155 in the Saints' Week 9 loss to the Panthers. Adding 6 receptions for 60 yards. He exploded without touchdowns. He exploded. Imagine what he would have done with touchdowns. This guy exploded too, as he will continue to do 1 week, maybe 2 weeks in a row, maybe 3 weeks in a row, then maybe 2 weeks off because of the nature of Lamar and how he targets and moves the ball around. But boy, is he getting more and more consistent. 5 of 6 for 127 and 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers was a monster in this game. Joe Burrow was also a monster in this football game. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Burrow coming in strong with a 27 of 39 passes, 251 and 5 touchdowns. That's not a typo. The intern didn't get sticky fingers here on the keyboard. That's 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and the Bengals 42-24 Week 9 win over the Raiders. Burrow was doing Burrow things. Now, the interesting thing about all of this, though, the most interesting maybe thing of the evening, piece of content, information, do I have it here? I have it right here. Is Jamar Chase. You would think if Steve was at work and couldn't watch this game, Steve from the billing department, and he's in there late at night working on the billing, and he messages Frank from Repo, and he says, Frank, I heard Joe Burrow had 5 touchdowns. How many did Jamar Chase have? He has no idea that Jamar Chase had only 43 yards with no touchdowns, 7 receptions, 11 targets. But this is a buy low opportunity. No, you're not going to steal him away. No, I realize he's not being given away for pennies on the dollar. But this is one of those things where Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb both had bad games. And I'm not saying that there's no opportunity to go in and grab these. You're not necessarily grabbing them for pennies on the dollar, but you're grabbing them at a good discount. So Jamar Chase, use this to your advantage. And definitely see if you can do some sort of buy low deal, some sneaky buy low deal on Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb. Neighbors is continuing to do what we kind of feared. This is why he needed to be protected in his ADP value, not overreached on, not drafted at the top of round 2. Everybody in the first couple weeks of the season was like, Smitty, this is a top 4 wide receiver in fantasy moving forward. You were wrong on him. And I was never wrong. I loved him. It's hard to say someone's wrong on somebody when you absolutely love him and you think he's a smash in round 3 and pretty damn good at the 2-3 turn. But this is why he's in a trash can of a situation. 9 receptions for 59 yards. 9 receptions and he only has 59 yards. This is where he lives. He lives in a trash can. And I don't know what is in store for him. He's going to have a lot of these games. And he's also very I don't want to say injury prone. He's at risk of injury more than the average bear because of the hospital balls. Look what just happened to Chris Olave, who got leveled because of a Derek Carr hospital ball. Neighbors is going to have to put the whole team on his back, try an inch for every extra yard because the throws will be a few inches or yards short of the first down marker because they're bad throws. He'll have to go up and try and grab a ball with 2 or 3 defenders, hitting him at the same time as he's trying to go up and get it in time, the jump. There's so much risk of injury that has nothing to do with his ability or not ability to stay healthy or to get injured. This is just an injury-riddled situation waiting to happen. That's why he was concussed earlier in the year, and he's very much going to be a risk to be re-injured like Olave was because of the environment he lives in. I still like buying him low, but there's definitely concern here if you have him and you're offered something nice, or if you're going to get him, you've got to buy him low. There's definitely concern. JSN is absolutely exploding. He's absolutely exploding. Let me put JSN's game log up right now. We're in OT right now. The box score Bobbies are just out of their mind, going nuts on this guy's box score. Walker's churning out the yardage to try and get a first down here. Here is what we got with JSN's game log, which is absolutely phenomenal. You start at JSN, he might be winning your week single-handedly. And look, Geno's been awful, so this is not the easiest thing to expect or see coming either. But JSN with the 7 receptions as of right now, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. JSN 180 and 2 touchdowns on 7 receptions. He's absolutely exploding. Absolutely exploding for anybody that owns him right now. JSN season is maybe here, but DK will return. But man, they got to get this guy the football. 16 totes for 66 yards in the Giants' Week 9 loss to the Commanders. Tyrone Tracy is a great player to buy low right now, and his owners are a little disappointed off today's outing, so you can probably buy low. Kirk Cousins, 19 of 24, 222 yards and 3 touchdowns, had a big day. Kirk Cousins doing Kirk Cousins things. London got injured in the game, so we'll see what's what on that. Kyle Pitts had kind of a bad day, 11 yards on his only target. So good buy low opportunity there. Some panic, sure. Tyreek Hill continues to not explode, but 4 for 80 wasn't the end of the world. I think there's still buy low opportunity. Is there some risk that this does not, I don't know, evolve over in Miami back to what it was with Tyreek Hill and Tua? Is he too old? Is there something we're not seeing here? Is he dropping off, or is this a Miami Dolphins situation? And this is the right precise time to grab him in a buy low trade. I think if you buy him low, the risk will 100% be baked in. I don't think that you're going to have to buy him at a range that makes you feel like you're going to lose your shirt or lose your league over the buy low opportunity. Taysom Hill, like we said, walking into this game this morning and last night, is a sneaky, fantastic play, especially at the tight end position or super flex position. 19 yards and a touchdown for Mr. Taysom Hill, adding 4 receptions for 41 yards. He was doing Taysom Hill things and looking pretty solid. Pretty solid. We got James Cook. Let's get to that in a second. Let's go. We got Jamar Chase. We got Joe Burrow. We got Josh Allen dropping a wad. 25 of 39, 235, and 3 touchdowns and an interception. Just looking absolutely phenomenal. He's such a good quarterback. He spreads the ball around way too much, though. But if you own him, you don't care. He's scoring, But if you have his counterparts, it is hard to endure. Kincaid. Why is Kincaid not doing well when Josh Allen's having a career year? It's wild to me, but it is what it is. You got to accept that Josh Allen's he's a spread the ball around kind of guy, and it's painful to watch unless you own him. Then you don't care. Bijan Robinson, 19 totes for 86 yards, 59 yards on 7 targets. This guy caught 7 of the 7 targets, 7 receptions for 59 yards, 86. Imagine if he had a touchdown. Imagine.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special message from the Bruce's mother.
Get Bijan.
Rams are marching. Rams are marching. Let's give the ball to Kyron, shall we? Who still needs a whole lot more work. But Bijan, 140 plus total yards, the 7 receptions. What a monster Bijan was today. Puka Nacua got ejected for throwing a punch. Big gut punch to those that had him. Just, at least he's staying healthy on the sideline, I guess, is the silver lining. And look how fun winning is, according to Grant Polson, posting this picture, this video clip, screenshot here of this tweet where Diana Rossini reposted, and you just see this locker room just winning, just absolutely winning. And it's so great to see. It's so great to see, and it's all at the hands of Adam Peters and JD5, essentially, in my book. James Cook, 10 totes, 44 yards. 5 receptions for 25 yards. Good buy low opportunity in some cases, but Ray Davis, who is a midseason monster of this channel, we love what he's doing. 70 yards off of 2 receptions for a touchdown. 70 yards and a touchdown receiving. 4 carries for 20 yards. I hope they keep using him. I don't in the sense that if you've got Cook, but I mean, Davis is such a good player. Derek Carr weighs in on the Michael Thomas tweets. If you missed it, Michael Thomas was going on a rampage, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 tweets saying that Carr's garbage, he's trash, just absolutely just tearing this man down. Kyron, march forward, Kyron. Tearing this man down. And it was really disrespectful of Mike Thomas to do it. Slant Boy going out there. What's Slant Boy? How does he have any room to talk? The career he had, such a good height, and then he dropped off and he couldn't stay healthy, and he's got complaints about Derek Carr. How dare Slant Boy? Take a lap. Derek Carr responded saying, I love Mike. Nothing but love for him. He hates to hear it. He doesn't see it because he doesn't look at social media, but he just says, he hates to hear it. And then this is a horrible downer right here. Stafford rolling to the left, throws a missile to Demarcus Robinson, who catches a touchdown to win the game. Rams win. Congrats to those who had Stafford. Woo! I wish that was Cooper Kupp. I wish that was Puka Nacua. I wish that was Kyron Williams, but I am happy for Stafford. I'm also very, very happy that the Rams won. We don't want the Rams falling out of positioning to where this team isn't fighting and everybody's on the field giving it their all season. There's nothing worse than a losing team that has no playoff shot and you're relying on the fantasy football player. There's nothing worse than that. So congrats to the Ram owners of all around, because this is great. This is fantastic. Stafford throwing an absolute missile. Love to see it. McVay's hype. Stafford's hype. The entire team's hype. Congrats to everybody involved. A.J. Brown, this is a downer here. A.J. Brown out with the knee injury. Devontae Smith stepped up in a major way. And it didn't seem like that was going to be the case, but it ended up happening at the end of the day. By the way, Kenneth Walker finished with 83 yards on 25 totes by the end of this game. And he also pulled in 3 for 24. So not the worst game, not the best game for Kenny Walker, but definitely getting the carries. The 25 totes was nice to see. Cooper Kupp finished with 11. I can put the whole box score up for or at least I'll put up the whole box score for the Rams and put that on screen here. But the Rams, obviously Puka Nacua, very disappointing, throwing a punch and getting ejected out of the game. Real quickly, before I go back to that, I just want to say A.J. Brown will monitor what's going on with A.J. Brown with the knee injury. Doesn't look good. He's had a history of knee injuries. This is what I talk about every single season, that at some point A.J. Brown's going to miss time with the knee injuries because of the scopes, because of everything, the cleanups. As I try and tell you, like when you nasty habits that people have where they chew their fingers, right? And everybody's probably done something like that on their skin's torn a little bit. They try and kind of cut it with their teeth or whatever. It's disgusting. Don't do it. But if you go too far and you're just trying to trim it, and all of a sudden you rip it up and it's like sore underneath, you ripped it too far, and it keeps ripping and keeps ripping and keeps ripping. That's kind of like how the meniscus is when you tear it, in a way, if you want an analogy. And if you cut it, you still have a little bit of a rough edge that can catch. It's not always a clean cut. Occasionally you can cut, but when you cut meniscus, especially if it's a big piece, it is very bad for the knee. It is very bad for the stability. You eventually have an imbalance. You eventually wear down one side of the meniscus more than the other. You start having a knee imbalance, a knee problem. It is better to have a clean ACL tear than to cut into healthy meniscus. You may not believe me, but I promise you that is true. And what I mean by that is you have a huge meniscus injury in, let's say, year 2 of your career. You have a higher likelihood of suffering knee injuries, having arthritis in the knee, having similar things that happen to like Todd Gurley with his knees just out of nowhere, just stop being able to cut on them. That is what happens when you have major meniscus and damage inside the knee, not just the ACL. The ACL is one small piece of the knee that's very vital and takes forever to recover from. But that job of the ACL is just to hold the knee tight. this stuff is a lot more concerning. You're planning cutting on the meniscus, the padding here. And so A.J. Brown has been a walking injury waiting to happen. We love him. He's absolutely phenomenal. But Devontae Smith is going to have to step up. Barkley's going to have to step up. Goddard maybe comes back soon. Who knows? I don't know about the other wide receivers. Johnny Wilson, we'll go over that. Jahan Dotson, what's he done whenever he's gotten a shot? Nothing. So maybe Johnny Wilson steps up. But Devontae Smith's going to have to step up. More Saquon Barkley. Hopefully they keep Saquon Barkley healthy. Ram game update here. Cooper Kupp, 11 for 104. Fantastic job.
To the moon.
Whoa. Fantastic job. We love to see it. Kyron Williams, 1 catch for 26 yards. Same thing with Henry. Why not throw to him more? Look what he did with his 1 catch. Demarcus Robinson, 94 and 2. What a good start. We talked about this before the game when we had a couple Demarcus Robinson questions, and the thing that I said right before was that when this guy's on the field with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, he gets more targets than anybody understands. He just does. He averages 5 to 6 to 7 targets per game when Puka and Kupp are in the game. And it's just the way that it goes. It's one of those things that they just jive very well together. And Stafford looks to him as his third option in that scenario with that equation and that formula at play. So unbelievable game for Demarcus Robinson, and congrats to anybody that started him. And, if we go over let me go over real quickly to another game that I don't have up to screenshot a box score and be a box score Bobby here. Let's go over to that Detroit Lions game and grab that box score and take a look and gander at some of those players. We got Jaden Reed stepping up with 6 targets, 5 for 100 plus yards. Love that. Amon-Ra St. Brown stepping up with a touchdown and 56 yards. Let me put those 2 bad boys on screen. Laporta went missing. A lot of players went missing this week, though. There was a lot of players that did not step up this week. MHJ was one that absolutely crapped the bed. A handful of players crapped the bed in this week number 9. Jaden Reed did not. Jaden Reed stepped up and said, give me 5 receptions for 113. Amon-Ra St. Brown said, give me 7 receptions for 56 and a touchdown. And an unbelievable touchdown with an even more unbelievable celebration where he stood on his head, put his arms to his side. It's on my Instagram if you want to see it. Go check it out. But very, very, very solid performances mixed with bad. Josh Jacobs, 95 yards rushing, no touchdown. Monty, 73 yards rushing, 23 receiving, 3 receptions. Monty did okay. Gibbs had 65 yards and a touchdown, which was absolutely fantastic. But he didn't get used as much as we would have liked in this game, and he only caught 1 pass for 11 yards. So I'm not even going to put his receiving stats on the screen, but Jahmyr Gibbs dropped a 11 for 65 and a touch. And frankly, we're lucky he got that touchdown because it wasn't looking like they were using him enough, and then he broke one free. That's what he does. He breaks things off and decides, put it in my hands. You guys don't want to give me a touchdown? I'll go ahead and take a touchdown. So he did that. 65 and a touch. Did good things. A lot of good, a lot of bad. This is more how fantasy football is week to week. It is what it is. Chase Brown exploding. Chase Brown absolutely exploding. Where's my Chase Brown graphic? Did I show my Chase Brown numbers? Didn't I? Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Chase Brown, 27. Let me go over to his game log and let me paste his game log on screen because I think we want to see the details, the nuts and bolts of what just occurred with this game log here of Chase Brown dropping a whopping 27. Look at this. Look at this man rushing the football today. Chase Brown, let me get his receiving numbers on screen again. He caught a touchdown. He caught 5 receptions for 37 yards and a touchdown, while also additionally, here we go. Chase Brown numbers. Hold on. Okay, let me put this on the screen. Come on. It's frozen. It's frozen. There we go. Chase Brown, look at this. 27-120. 27-120. And adding 5 receptions, 37 yards, and a touchdown. What a monster today. What a monster today. Pulling in a whopping 150 total yards and a score. Chase Brown absolutely doing Chase Brown things. Remarkable day for the young man. Remarkable day. Let's go into the super chats. Then we got this game starting here shortly. Let me put on the countdown to this game just so I don't miss, it starting. And let me get to these supers and answer your questions here. First super chat is from EA Goats. Says Pittman or Hopkins. I'm gonna go probably Hopkins. I don't know. Pittman. Chat, Pittman or Hopkins? Pittman or Hopkins? Vote for EA Goats. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Pittman. Caleb exposed. Go Cardinals. That's right. Let me just say something that's gonna be brutally. This is gonna hit hard to a lot of people that are Caleb fans. Caleb was my number 4 quarterback. My rookie, my number 4 ranked rookie. Was he 4 or 5? I had JD5, Penix Jr., Bo Nix, Drake May, and then Caleb Williams. He's 5. My 5th. Him and May were close, but he was my 5th ranked quarterback. And I took a little heat for it. Smitty, this is the next Patrick Mahomes. But I could sit here, and I think every single one of you can sit here and make a strong case that Nix is better. He's playing better than Caleb. He's not maybe better. He is better. Bo Nix is better than Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I know that's hard to hear for those of you that believe in Caleb Williams still to the degree that you do. Penix Jr., TBA. TBD. To be decided, to be announced. We'll handle that. We'll get to that when we cross that bridge. Okay, I get it. There's nothing we can say here on Penix Jr. We still have him higher ranked. No doubt about it. No doubt about it over Caleb Williams. Drake May, look, he looks legit, and he doesn't even have weapons. You give him Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, DeAndre Swift. I wonder what he'd do. A lot better than Caleb Williams. Jaden Daniels, get out of here if you're even trying to argue that point. Bo Nix is better. May's better. Penix Jr., I vow will be better. JD5's better. Caleb is the 5th ranked QB from this rookie class. He's got too many weapons to be doing what he's doing or doing what he's not doing. Yeah, Nix doesn't have any weapons either. Traded Chase Brown for Benson during the rookie draft. I'm sorry to hear that. But Benson still has his story to tell, bro. And he scored a touchdown, and he hasn't even got a shot yet. So, players go to Mars, but they never go to Jupiter and jump straight to Saturn. But Smitty, do you have underdog picks for the Vikings game? I don't right now, Rudy, but I got to get through all these other things. But I will see if I can do that before the game kicks off. But it's kicking off here in a second, so I got to get to these questions. But I guess I would say give me the what's the JT? Let me check real quick. Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up. I'll get you one, pal. Right here. I gotta hurry though. NFL underdog promo code Smitty. Do it live. Here is the link if anybody wants to tail this advice I'm about to give. I think looking at this, they'll match your first deposit 50%, all the way up to $1,000. I don't think I go near the JJ one. JT 71 yards. Honestly, I like that. I'm gonna take that higher. You could even lower it down to. Yeah, no, I like it. I like higher. I like higher 71.5 yards. It's kind of wild. Aaron Jones, I don't know. I think that's the only one I really like of this group here, bro. This is a tough game. There's not a lot of generous things being tossed out. If I had to pick another one, I'd say JJ scores a touchdown. But those are not like locks, bro. Those feel like kind of you're forcing me to give you one, and those are the two that I'm kind of vibing. But I don't know that I'd be putting like big money on those. Hey, Smitty, 12-team PPR, Dak, Cousins, Hall, Kyron, St. Brown, London, Evans, Taysom, Bench, Tillman, McConkey, Bucky, Corum, Allen. Should I do anything? I think this team's pretty solid with Cousins at the helm. Kyron and Hall and St. Brown and London is fantastic. London should be okay. It's a hip. It's not like it was. He's on the bike riding and everything. He just didn't get back into the game. Evans is coming back. I like the squad. I don't think there's much to do. You can't really sell high, Espinoza, so I'm going to say hold. Otherwise, you're going to be maybe losing your shirt on the deal. Down by 25, they have Hawkinson. Down by 25, they have Hawkinson. I have Downs and either Flacco or Darnold, leaning Flacco. I would lean Darnold, bro. If Flacco's going up against a really stout Minnesota pasty, but trust your gut. Chat, can we get a chat vote? Darnold or Flacco? I'm almost guaranteeing you they're going to go Darnold, bro. Darnold for me, but trust your gut. Fully support, let's see here. Fully support MT. Fully support MT. Disrespectful is shortening your player's career because you think the rules should protect your wide receiver, not that the QB should. Nick, you want to make that argument? I'm fine with it. There's nothing that I feel super passionate about, like Derek Carr protecting his receivers. He throws hospital balls. Like, what am I going to do? Defend Derek Carr? I do think MT doing what he said, how he said it, I don't agree with that. I think feeling the way you feel is okay, but I think going to social media and tearing down your former quarterback and talking disrespectful trash about him, I disagree with that, Nick. So I will disagree with you there. I don't disagree with that Carr might have not helped him, but that's his quarterback and is a very, very distasteful way to go about your business. Not you, Nick, but the way he did. How'd I do? Josh Allen, Dell, Corum, for Brees and Mostert. I think I'd rather have, it depends on your quarterback. Lewis, I can't answer this question without knowing what quarterback you have. I think both sides crush it. Both sides have phenomenal value. And if you needed a quarterback badly, the other side, that quarterback side could be nice. If you needed a running back, I love buying Brees Hall. 14 league this year, doing okay in 13. 14 teams doing okay in 13. Listen all the time. Rely on the knowledge and the community. Thank you. Appreciate you, Peace, for dropping the super chat and the good news that you're crushing it in almost all of your leagues. Bro, Bijan and Achane rounds 1 and 2. 12-man. Thank you, hero. Freddie, do it live, Freddie.
To the moon.
Freddie's happy. Freddie had a good experience here this year. Hospital ball by Carr killed me early today, says Overcome. He did. He put one up there. Olave got crushed. I'm not disagreeing with what Nick is saying. I'm not disagreeing with what why he feels the way he feels, I guess. But to go to Twitter and blast a man on 8-9 tweets and tearing him down like he's a dog, I think is distasteful. Hospital balls definitely are not fun to catch. And that's why I think Neighbors is in some danger the rest of the year. Quick fix, 270 best ball drafts, 54 advanced, 27%. D-Rob, JSN, Kyron, 22, Allen, Burrow. Nice job, Blake. Nice job, Blake. Blake doing some good work in best ball. Congrats, my boy. Sorry, Smitty. I'm selling Gibbs. Gibbs gives you a floor, but Dan Campbell caps his ceiling. You can do whatever you want, Nick. I'm not selling him. Gibbs is going to the moon, pal. Or Gibbs is on Saturn. He's on Saturn. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megavolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of.
Got him.
You can do whatever you want, Nick. Anybody wants to sell Jahmyr Gibbs, I'll buy. Freddie says selling Gibbs is wild. Yeah, what are you complaining about? He had 2 touchdowns, 116 yards last week, has a touchdown, and yeah, it wasn't the best, most, unbelievable outing. By the way, Matu, 808, you can turn the volume up for the wifey, bro. The wifey, he says the wifey just said this in the background. Wifey's goated.
Matu 808 wife said in Smitty we trust LMFAO.
Love it. Appreciate you guys. Sending you both to Mars.
To Mars.
Hope you like the weather. If you trusted me, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good place. They're gonna have I hear oxygen at some point. Elon Musk is gonna do some things to try and create an atmosphere, which is wild. He really is. He's gonna try and create an atmosphere. Kevin, Chase Brown outlook if Zach Moss goes on IR. I don't know. Maybe Mars.
To Mars.
Kevin, yes. Chase Brown to Mars no matter what. Down 10. Have Otten. He has Worthy. I have Mahomes plus Otten. He has Worthy. Win, lose. Down by 10. You're going to win. Yeah. I mean, look, Mahomes and Worthy will kind of neutralize each other a little bit, and then Otten's going to take over for you. I like it. AJB, yeah, AJB getting hurt was brutal. Viz, what I think about AJ Brown, I just talked about that. AJ Brown going down. It sucks. We'll find out more tomorrow, and Devontae Smith stepped up and did an amazing job. So we did talk about that. I'll put up Devontae Smith's game log here real quick just so we can box score Bobby this thing and take a little gander at it. I really think Devontae Smith is a very underrated player. But go rewatch the show because I've already talked about this topic. But let me throw Devontae Smith's stat line up for those that don't know what he did during the course of this thing. Here's what he did. He had 6 targets. I'm a little concerned sometimes about the offense and Sirianni in general. Like, you know, this is one of those things where you assume, Devontae Smith's going to be overfed, but there is a world where Sirianni doesn't feed him. You know, you don't have to be sorry, Viz. I'm just letting you know where to go to rewatch. But I would say, look, stay here, Viz. I'll hit it real quick. I'll just say that I love the value of Devontae Smith going forward. I fear for the knee injuries that are awaiting AJ Brown for the remainder of his career because of all the cleanups. You can only cut the knee meniscus so much, and then you're creating these little holes in crevices and different ununiform, unlevel, meniscus pads that just get worn down differently than when God made you. And so I really worry about him staying healthy. And Devontae Smith, love the kid. I just don't know. I can't promise that Sirianni knows how to feed him. I don't think any of us can promise that. But we'll find out. More to come on AJ Brown on the injury and see how bad it is. As far as like London's injury seems a lot less significant. It's like a hip pointer issue. AJ Brown, we'll find out more on him. So hang tight. We got I keep saying the Monday night, the Thursday night game kicking off. We're gonna get out of here right now. We're gonna watch the Sunday night, Monday, Sunday, Thursday. Smitty, get it right. We're going to watch the Sunday evening game. Like always, I go live before the game ends, like 2-3 minutes before the game ends. I go live. And you know what I do? We do the Week 10 waiver wire show literally when the clock strikes 0. We're already live, though, in the live chat. The video's up. The placeholder's there. We're all saying, when's Smitty going live? When's Smitty going live? And then as soon as the game ends, I punch live. The live chat turns into the live stream. And then we do the next week's waiver wire show every single Sunday evening right when the game ends. So I will see you all for that. I'm also live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also additionally live whenever news breaks, as well as a lot of the midnight graveyard streams, emergency streams. See you all later. And don't forget, guys, do not forget, if you want to join the Patreon, where we're going to be right now, I'm heading over to the Patreon in this Game Day Lounge chat. All these chats are available for the $10 a month. My Patreon is essentially my live chat community and audio live streams that I do randomly. And I'll do one tonight to kind of recap everything. I'll go live tonight on Patreon after the waiver wire show. So we're all going to be sitting in the game day lounge right now talking throughout the entirety of the game. Who you say? Everybody that you see in the live chat right now. Basically, that community has got on the Patreon for $10 a month, cancel anytime, just to get one-on-one advice, talk with friends, have a community they can go to vent, talk about movies or TV shows they're watching or whatever. Concert they just went to. Like we have a random chat. You can't see it because this image is in front of it, but you just go there. It's a place to hang out and socialize with like-minded people. So head on over to the Patreon. The link is pinned in the live chat. The link's right there again. And we're going to go over there right now and chat during this game. I'll see you all after the show for the Waiver Wire Week 10 show that happens literally like a minute or two before this game ends. We'll be live on YouTube. See you then.